What's up guys, new video. This is 5 tips for better music videos. Now these tips can generally go for anything in the film industry, but since the majority of you guys are here for music and music video type stuff, that's why it's labeled as such. But these tips can be used throughout any film work, film, music videos, interviews, anything. For the first tip is don't let gear hold you back. Now I know it's easy to say don't let gear hold you back when you're hearing it from somebody who owns 3 Sony a7 IIIs, 10 Sigma lenses, and 3 Ronins. But myself only owning a Panasonic G7 and having just upgraded from a Canon 18 to 55 kit lens to a 25mm Panasonic and the occasional 18 to 35 Sigma art lens. I think it's a little more comforting hearing it from me than somebody who owns all this maxed out gear. And it's not hard to get on the internet and get discouraged by looking at your friends on the internet using these high top quality cinema cameras and their amazing Sony low light capabilities and stuff like that. And it happens. It's gonna happen. It's always gonna happen as long as you have Instagram, Twitter, any social media. You just gotta keep working and know that your work is good enough, and eventually you'll start getting better and better and you'll be able to upgrade. But just because somebody has a better camera than you, has better quality than you, doesn't mean that they're a better shooter. I take a person who's mastered their little Canon power shot over somebody who doesn't know how to shoot and they own a red camera. You're just shooting horrible stuff in red camera quality. Tip number 2 is shoot flat and color grade. Basically, shooting in a flat profile enables you to keep details in the highlights and in the shadows. And you want that because you want to go back and post and color grade and be able to tweak the colors the way that you want them to your full extent. I know a lot of beginners like to shoot in a natural profile, which is what I did when I very first got my first camera, and after a while I just had to stop using it because the natural profile gives your footage, and any other profile that's not a flat profile gives your footage a really baked in look. It's like a filter, and once you get back in post you can't edit that to your full extent. It'll look really saturated and just skin tones will be off, everything will be off. You won't be able to really tweak things how you could if you were using a flat profile. Like in the Panasonic G7, they have center light D and center light B. I tend to lean towards center light D because it's more, you get more room to work with and it's less contrasty. So you get to bump everything down to -5 except noise reduction and you'll be pretty solid. Being able to color grade can literally make your footage look amateur, and it can also make your footage look really professional. It's really a make or break your project situation. But if you have a problem with color grading like I did when I first started off, I would suggest watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos, which I'll link some YouTube videos that I watched to learn how to grade. You can also use LUTs. So what LUTs are, they're basically they're almost like a filter sort of that you put in after the fact in post, and it kind of helps color your footage a bit so that you can get started. If you want to buy some LUTs, I have LUTs in my store, which will also be in the link below that you can buy. Tip number 3 is learn lighting. I can't stress this enough. Lighting is another one of those things that have the ability to change the whole dynamic of your project. It's how you usually can tell an amateur from a pro by how good their lighting is. You don't exactly have to be a master at lighting per se, but you do have to know at least what looks good on camera and what doesn't. If you're shooting a really bubbly pop song and everything is happy and a whole bunch of colors, you do not want a lot of low-key lighting and side lighting and creepy looking lighting. It just won't match up the tone unless you're going for like a stylized look or something like that. You will probably move your light up above your subject for a nice Hollywood lighting setup. I would suggest that you all start off by looking up 3-point lighting, which is the most basic lighting setup that's generally used in all around movies and music videos and things of that sort. Research 3-point lighting, learn it, use it. I'll also put links below for my favorite lighting tutorials and setups and things like that. And I would also watch Hollywood movies and indie movies and music videos and see how they actually lit something. Watch it and then go see if they have it behind the scenes to actually see how they did it, to see if you got stuff right. Just test yourself like that. Tip number 3 leads into tip number 4, which is watch movies and music videos. And not just music videos and movies with high budgets, but especially indie ones. I watch a lot of indie movies, and the reason being is if you can make something look visually stunning on a micro budget, it must be more accessible to learn how to do it. Seeing that a lot of things done on indie sets are like DIY things that you can do and things that you can learn of that nature and running gun and things. If you want to see a list of my favorite indie movies, I'm gonna leave a link below to my LetterBoxd, What LetterBoxd is, it's like Instagram or social media for movie lovers. You can basically post different movies that you've seen, give reviews on them, comment on other people's reviews. You can also make lists. Like I have a list of indie movies. I have a list of favorite 80s movies, 90s movies. I will leave a link below for that. Everybody who loves movies should check that out, man. It's real great. And last but not least, always bring somebody on set with you. Things can get pretty hectic and overwhelming, especially when you have an artist that has a lot of people on set, and you have to move equipment over here, get equipment over here, set up these lights, do this performance, have another one set up just after. If you're running low on time, running low on light, having somebody else there to alleviate that pressure, it can change the whole dynamic of a shoot and just make a job a whole lot easier. All right, y'all, that's all I got for this video. I hope this video helps some of y'all, at least the ones starting off, to give y'all some perspective on exactly where to start so that you won't get stumped in the future learning about these things late like I wish I had done earlier. Like and subscribe, but only if you found this video useful in any way. Comment below on what else you guys would like to see from this channel, or what else you want to see me do. Anything, it doesn't really matter. Thinking about doing a video on shot composition and shot movement next, but I don't know, we'll see. Comment below if you guys want to see that. Until next time, y'all. Peace.